Welcome to Gutter Trash.
Oh, I missed the. I love it when you do the hoo part.
I was trying to do it low key.
Oh, okay.
This is the HorrorHound Indianapolis special. My name is Eric.
Man, my name is Kurt.
And we are camped out in a lobby.
Lobby area right by the men's room.
That's right. There's more people around than I'm used to.
I know.
When a podcast is happening.
I know, it's kind of neat. It's like an audience. You always want to do a live podcast where people don't exactly know what they're here for.
I've never wanted to do a live one.
This is yet another. It's a brand new. It's a Gutter Trash first.
Yep.
Not only did I get to be the first and last guest that texted in his replies and questions, but now I'm the first one who's on the first Gutter Trash remote podcast in front of the men's room at HorrorHound Weekend, Indianapolis.
We should have just done it in the bathroom, I guess.
Should have.
And things like this are going to happen.
It's awesome.
It's not awesome.
It could be. I might start asking some people though what's going down, what they think of the show.
I am opposed to all of this.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
All right, I won't jump out of bounds, but I'm tempted.
Only if someone in a costume comes up, maybe.
Okay, you know what? I will. Okay, because we just came back from the costume party, and I've got a head of steam on me about this thing.
I don't know, it was a costume contest? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know well, it was a contest in the sense that people with costumes got presents.
Yeah, basically.
But I don't know that there was any actual judging or if it was a competition in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call you.
So in this... Okay, go in the men's room. This will be good. Hold on, folks. Strap yourself in. So people got dressed up.
Right.
But it was unclear whether they were actually judged on the strength or ability to put a costume together, or if it was just the fact that they were wearing one.
I think it was just that they were wearing one. We were there we came in late. There's that.
Yes, we did. So we may have missed an opening ceremony.
Right. Maybe we're missing a closing ceremony.
We could be missing one, but you know what? I've already seen the people that, I'm using air quotes, one, already leaving. They're going to do whatever it is. They're going to go get loaded tonight and make them embarrass themselves.
So, yeah, basically it was the world's most boring parade.
And not even a good parade, because it took each person about a couple of minutes to make their way up to the stage. They weren't expecting. Like, I gotta go up there and win my mask.
You would think that if the only criteria for winning any of the prizes was being dressed up, that all the people dressed up would have been sitting in front.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. It's different housekeeping.
You would have
I'm
totally
trying to
thought that was
call
the case.
Right.
However,
Yeah.
I was thinking
Oh,
more
okay.
along the lines
We
of
should wait.
housekeeping. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you edit this?
Okay.
No, don't.
This may have been the worst idea we've ever had.
Oh my God, no! I will come up with other ones probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
160. All right, thank you then.
So, anywho, back to our point. So, okay, this is what we're seeing. All right, let me also get on by the host here. I'm immensely interested in what's going on back here because this lady's trying to get a hold of housekeeping, which means somebody probably messed their bed, which is probably a common occurrence in a major hotel, and especially when there's a convention in town. So, the question I have here for this is, who was hosting the event today?
The costume thing?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that
Okay.
was.
It was another guy in a costume. He had big goggles, and he's doing a worse job maintaining a show than we are right now.
Yeah.
if that was possible. So,
Man, do I want to start this over entirely from the beginning.
you want to?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, because I was really keeping it on track. Just listen. When you listen back to this, because I know you won't, I'll just be the only one that does. It's going to be gold, baby. Gold. So this guy would host the show he would sit up there and he would go, okay, where's Freddy Krueger? And then what would happen?
Then we would wait for what felt like 20 minutes.
Yes.
While one of the numerous Freddy Kruegers in attendance would slowly make their way up to the stage in a very confused manner.
Yes. And then he would go, you have won this.
And it'd be a mask or some sort of dumb thing.
Those like a ping pong paddle with a rubber ball and
Right.
a string, which are awesome and impossible to do.
I would be excited if I won a paddleball.
I would too, but I can't do it.
No, yeah, I'm terrible at it.
I think they're actually physically impossible to do.
I'm terrible at it, and it would break instantly.
Yes, I agree. Well, would it break because you'd throw it against the wall after trying to do it twice?
I would probably try to fuck somebody with it, yeah.
So that pattern continued throughout the, I'd say 15 minutes, probably more like 10 minutes that we stayed inside to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
I don't know that we were there for 10 minutes, but it definitely felt like it.
yes, okay. Well, Eric, why don't you explain why we went to this costume party that was turned out not to be so much fun?
Well, we wanted to see people in costumes.
Yes.
Do dumb things, maybe.
I actually thought you were going to say, well, Kurt, because you wanted to see the goddamn idiots in costume.
Well, mostly that. I'm just tagging along because I don't feel like going back to my brother's house yet.
Okay, so there you go. Wash your hands, sir. So it was my idea to come and do this because you go to a horror show, and usually the costumes are fairly elaborate. They're all elaborate now. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
The word, and I'm using air quotes again, cosplay.
Right.
Cosplay.
It's a thing.
It's a thing now.
It's not a thing I approve of, much like sweatpants and flip-flops.
Okay. I didn't realize flip-flops were on your list.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't
You
like
need to pay more attention to the continuity of the
the
show.
show. This is the continuity of the Babylon 5. It's very hard to keep up with. If you miss, like Breaking Bad, if I miss anything, I'm out. So I think I got the sweatpants, but I don't remember the flip-flops.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to see your goddamn toes.
I disagree. Nobody wants to see mine, that's for sure. Oh, well, first let's not go off on a tangent. Flip-flops, I flip-flop on the topic of flip-flops. But nobody wants to see my brother-in-law's toes. I'm just going to say that now. But what the fuck were we just talking about?
Cosplay.
Oh, cosplay being a thing.
Yeah.
So it's a thing now.
Because there's even like a sci-fi show.
Yes.
Like Heroes of Cosplay.
Yes, there is.
Of course, a lot of, like, I do other podcasts. And, the Stupid Sexy podcast, we had a very big discussion about cosplay, particularly sexism and women and all that stuff.
Well, I know that Kathleen is big into cosplay.
She enjoys the cosplay, yeah.
Oh my god, I said that to be funny, but she does. She does.
Yeah.
That's right, okay. All right. Sorry, Kathleen. I know you won't hear this.
She won't listen, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to guess the only one that's going to listen to me is this one. Is me. I'm going to be the only one listening to this one. I don't think even Brian John Mitchell's going to listen to this.
Yeah, he might.
He might?
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I won't. But I don't listen to any.
Okay.
Jason might. He's got free time.
Well, that's true. Okay. He's finding his artistic voice right now.
Right,
That's what
yeah.
we call
He's
that.
experimenting.
Yes. Here comes Zorro.
That's Brian John Mitchell.
It is. It's a total Brian John Mitchell.
It's a big doctor.
So, I really want to ask them a question. They come by and I ask them a question.
All right.
And we can do the same thing for
Okay, we have Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, Zorro, and some other people coming through. Hey guys, I got a quick question. Were you at the costume?
Yeah.
Ball? Okay. First of all, you all look really cool, and we're doing a little podcast. But I had a question because we didn't watch the whole thing. Did you guys sign up for it?
Yes.
Did you all win something?
No.
Why didn't you win something?
I don't know. I I think we're getting our picture taken so much.
You tell us. Why didn't we?
Well, I don't know. Was there a judging? Because it just seemed like they were like, "Ah, it's Freddy Krueger here. Here's a mask."
There was a judging, but it seemed very biased because like
There was a glow-in-the-dark Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. That one, they glowed.
Oh, I saw her before.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
You're better though, because the
It
real
was a
in the
good
movie,
costume, but we're more
she didn't glow.
realistic.
She didn't glow.
that was not it.
That was not a thing.
No,
So
but-
okay, so that was the reason. Okay, because we watched it, I kept thinking, well, nobody showed their costume.
Yeah, they would get up on stage and like not turn to the audience and just sort of grab their prize and
There you
go.
go. So I was like, you guys took the time to make yourselves look cool.
Yeah.
Why can't we see that? So
Tried.
And then, yeah, it did seem like just if you were wearing a costume, you got a prize.
well, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of all of you, and then, just so you guys know, your hard work went noticed. Thank you so very much,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
job. Well done. Anyway, so there you go.
Yeah.
All the questions of what happened for this the costume event
Right.
went down. Okay.
All right, the end. Let's go.
The end. You ready to go? Spider-Man's here.
Hey, Spider-Man.
What's up, my man? Dave, did you go to the costume? The contest? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you win something?
No.
Oh, man. And we know people aren't winning.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so...
Like, I feel bad for them then,
I do kind of
but
feel
I
bad.
also feel better that at least there was at least some sort of...
Yes,
Right.
that's true. Well, I think also what I was noticing when people would come up onto the stage was that we'd seen most of those costumes that came up there, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
I mean, they came through the show, so I was thinking, well, maybe not a whole crapload of people dressed up.
Right. Because, well, I mean, I never saw any of the people that just would walk by
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
they
the
were
others.
cool.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And the Spider-Man, obviously, I think Spider-Man might have been off. I think he thinks he's in Cincinnati, because that's what's going on now, right? Isn't there's...
Yeah, there's a comic convention happening in Cincy.
So...
I did see a Zatanna earlier, so...
Oh, yeah, see? They were both confused. But still, I always like a good Zatanna costume.
Oh, yeah.
Even a poorly executed Zatanna costume is okay.
There's no such thing as a bad Zatanna costume.
Well, there could be.
There could be,
We won't
sure.
talk about why.
All right.
Okay, so should we put to rest the cosplay situation on this? Are we done with this? Because it's a major portion of this why we were here this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that covers it pretty
Okay.
much. I mean, we went to it. It was not cool.
No.
And so we split.
Very disappointed.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what we were expecting, but not what was happening.
No. You know, I don't want to harp on this anymore. Let's do it this way. I was very disappointed in the lack of
Presentation?
presentation. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
The host was just awful. Just god
It
awful.
was awful.
Like, yeah, I mean, we're doing a better job hosting
Yes.
this dumb show.
And
than-
I am not trained
right,
at
yeah.
all.
We're just sitting in chairs.
Yes.
These are comfy
They're
chairs.
very comfortable chairs. On a table with some, it's a nice table, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, it's got wheels.
It's got wheels.
This is definitely the nicest place I've ever recorded anything before. Maybe my parents' house.
The gutter trash mobile
Right.
network is indeed, this is a good one.
Yeah.
And so we sit here in this, and this is the Saturday of the HorrorHound convention,
Day 2.
day 2, the big day,
Yeah.
crammed full of people.
Oh, yeah. You'll hear snippets of our day
Yes,
at the end of the show. Recorded just little bits like we did the last time. You and I did a horror hunt.
yes, and although this HorrorHound, we are both, but mostly Eric has been very busy.
It's been, a better experience this time for sure.
Yes.
The listener may recall that the previous horror hunt experience was not great as
No.
far as selling prints
Yes.
or
Sketches.
I did some sketches, but they were all for friends of mine though.
Yes.
So it was sort of like a pity thing. It was like
Yeah.
that was like the only thing that I was doing. I think I sold 3 prints total the entire weekend.
That last time?
That last time, yeah.
Yeah, you might have been.
Yeah. So today, like I didn't sell a thing yesterday at all. But today I've sold, I think I sold about 10 prints, maybe?
Yeah, you did good, I think. Yeah,
and
then
some
you get
sketches,
the sketches. It is very heartening to have...
These your guys'
No.
Yeah, all yours.
Trying to get cleaned up so I can go home.
Yeah, right on, huh? I think there's nothing wrong with having your friends ask you to do a sketch, but it's not really what you're there for.
No, yeah, I like my friends and I will gladly take their money.
Mm-hmm.
But, my friends also mostly unconditionally think I'm good. And I don't want that.
Yeah,
I want validation of strangers.
You know what? And that's true. With the period of time when I played music, I told nobody about my friends, when I would play shows.
Right.
Because I don't want them to come, because they're going to say it's good or whatever, and then that's it. I wanted strangers to like this.
Right, yeah.
Which is the same thing I do now with illustrations.
Right. It's like I listen to like a lot of comedians talk, and like they all say that when they first started, like they have bringer shows, which is you're supposed to bring your friends to the show.
Right.
And it's like they wouldn't do it because they don't want their friends to see them go up on stage and bomb, and then pretend that they liked it.
You're right. Yeah. Artists are messed up.
We're fucked up. Yeah.
We've got a whole lot of major, deep-rooted issues.
We have problems. But, we could have worse problems.
Yes, totally. Well, we could have worse problems like anxiety and depression and frustration, anger issues, all of which I think we all have anyway.
We have those already, yeah.
So yeah, that was that. So no, I'm sorry. It was a good show. It ended up being a better show for you than
for me. Sure. Yeah, I don't know about yourself. But.
I sold things, but not. I feel it's a double-edged sword for me. I can't feel like I did work and I sold the work, and that was good.
Right.
I would have preferred to sell more sketches, like do more sketches, because I really enjoy drawing different things for people.
Right.
But that I guess can't always happen, and that's fine.
Right. I think because I did 3 or 4 sketches today, and I like doing them, and I certainly want to do them. I have some misgivings about it, especially just my own ability or inabilities. But it is time consuming to do.
Yes.
So there's only so many that you can do in a day. So I think ultimately I would rather wind up selling more prints of stuff. The ready-made, artwork to go.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is why, it's funny, because that's exactly why I started doing some prints, because I'm like, I do a lot of these little card sketches, but I can't always sell or do a bunch of them, so I need to have prints or something. I do the prints, and then I don't sell any sketch cards, and I'm like, look at me, why? Why? So, it's okay. Although I would also, we discussed about this further before, I should say, I'm selling a lot of the sports prints, of the monsterized sports guys, and not as many of other prints I've done.
Or even like the sketch cards.
Yeah. I think I sold 1 sketch card this whole weekend.
Right. You're not even really selling, like last time, you sold a lot of magnets.
Yeah, I know.
And you're not even doing that.
Which is bizarre to me, because it's $1. Most people love the dollar thing.
Right, yeah.
That's why I put out dollar things. People, even the cheapest asshole buys it for $1.
We both have, I apologize to Brian if he's listening, but we both have our Brian John Mitchell comics for sale at the show, but people aren't even noticing them or paying attention whatsoever. And partly is we also have a ton of other crap on the table.
Yes. I think tomorrow may be an interesting telling day to see what people buy.
Right.
Because there's so much to see, and people have been here for 3 days.
Right.
Finally get around to maybe having the chance to not, because it was crammed down the aisles. People sometimes didn't even, they would look and they might see something, but they couldn't get past the dude who's dressed as Ash,
Right.
to see your table. So they might end up seeing it better tomorrow because it probably won't be quite as crowded.
Right. But like I noticed like the difference between this one and Indy or Cincinnati was that even though that was a bigger venue and the aisles were huge and we had a ton of room,
You just have to avoid all the internet things about it.
we just it seemed like people were just bypassing us all the time.
Right.
And even here, where there's just a woman in a motorized scooter, blocking our table entirely.
Yes.
There still seemed to be more people actually looking at what we were doing than at the previous show.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, a lot more.
Do you guys know where the, do you know where the show is?
I have no idea.
I'm going to guess it's in the same place that they're doing the costume, because the costume's supposed to be done at 10, and they got a stage with lights and crap on it, so I'm going to guess. No problem. Quick side note, there's a concert tonight for the band Harley Poe, who I believe is some sort of rock and roll band.
A rocking and the roll band.
And they have a record release show going on this evening, which Eric and I will be not attending.
Probably not.
Because we will be doing continuing this podcast in front of the men's room in the lobby here. It's just sort of a side lot. We're by the convention hall. We're by the room.
We're near the. Yeah, this is where the costume contest and the concert seem to be in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
And we're on the convention side, basically. Yeah. Because, I'm parked right outside the door here, pretty much.
Eric got here at 6 in the morning. And was eager to make sure he had a good spot. And I'll be damned, the guy got a good goddamn spot.
It's right by the doors. And the parking lot was still full when I got here this morning, and I just got lucky.
Okay, yeah. That big RV left.
Right, yeah.
The giant tour bus RV taking up like 4 or 5 spaces, probably.
Right. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to attempt a similar thing, but maybe an hour later, since the show doesn't open until
11, I think.
11, and I don't think there's any early admission here.
Although getting here a little early, if the doors are open, might be depending on how many people wake up. It's always a good time to walk around and see what's going on. Although I know you're not going to buy anything.
No. Well, I figured I'd get here at 10ish or 9. I'll probably do what I did today, and I'll get here around 9:30 and go have breakfast at the restaurant across the parking lot here.
Okay.
And then, take my time there, and then mosey on over and wait till they open the door to let us set up.
Fantastic. It sounds like a plan.
Yeah. And then, I figure I think I'm definitely going to walk around a little bit during that early portion of the day.
Yeah.
Since leaving the table was not an option after 11 o'clock this morning.
No, it was not. And we are in this compared to other conventions that I've done, and Eric, the last one Eric and I did was, we are much more tightly packed.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of breathing room in the back end of our table.
No.
If I didn't get here early enough to stake boundaries with the person behind us.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a tattoo thing.
He's selling big prints, but I think I think he must be a tattoo artist of some kind.
Yeah, he's got this massive backdrop behind him that is like it's like whenever you see a building being worked on, like the scaffolding, to hold that up.
It now reminds me, because we've been talking about it all weekend, the Total Recall scene where there's where they're looking out into the big glass thing before they go. That's outside is Mars and the inside is the big glass thing with the scaffolding and stuff like that. He's got a hologram. Don't shoot. That one. So that's what it looks like behind there, except there's no Michael Ironsides or
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or
a Dean Norris for you Breaking Bad fans.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Blowing your mind.
blew my mind already. See, we have been talking about it. Anyway, so that scaffolding is behind us. So right?
It takes up a lot of room.
Yeah, it does. He pushed it deep.
Here. I think what we should do again in the morning is do what we did today.
Pull the table out even further.
A little bit, just subtly.
We got it pretty far out.
Yeah, I think we could do some more.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Because part of me felt bad because I knew that when we would get the little artery clogging in front of our table, I was like, that's because I pushed it out 6 inches further. We're going to be in the middle of the damn aisle right now.
Yeah, I still say we do it.
Yes. Yeah, I think we could do that.
I think we do that. We pull the 2 tables on the side of us out to match us, so that way it doesn't look like there's anything weird going on.
Yeah, no, I could try to pull their out. They seem like very nice people, so I don't want to cock up with their. Right. I want to do it anyway. Somebody else did it, not me. Huh? That's what I tell them. I'd be like, no, I didn't knock over your stuff by accident.
Right.
It was that guy behind us. It's the scaffold team.
Which nice people are you talking
about? Wait a minute. Are you guys talking about the movie one, or are you talking about the art person?
I'm talking. We'll pull both of them out.
Okay,
with us.
we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing that. We'll make it at the small aisle.
The movie people don't seem like bad people, even though we had issues with them on Friday. I did anyway.
Well, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Because, well, when you say issues, it's not like anything came to blows.
No, it wasn't with them per se. It was with their setup.
Their TV, yes.
And a computer monitor. They're
There's
showcasing a trailer or something, some short films.
Yes.
And it was a lot of ambient, repetitive, not pleasant
sound.
Noise.
Yes.
Coming from their booth.
And thank God for the guy who has a booth, I don't know, somewhere close to us who turned on Slayer.
Oh, that was pretty awesome.
That sort of drowned that out. At least it gave you a different sound
To focus on anyway.
Yeah. That is a weird. Also, that's another thing I want to bring up. The people that have booths that there's clearly only 2 chairs in there,
Right.
and they have brought 6 people with them on their trip. Hey, come on with. You can take turns driving and then sit in the booth, along with me and 6 other people and all our shit, and our video monitor and plugs and stuff.
It's like, I mean, for me anyway, the first time that when you did HorrorHound Cincy, at least 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
The one that was fucking horrible.
That was really tight.
Yeah.
That was tight. Our booth wasn't tight because we were we were by the in and out side.
The booth were behind us and where you were was a tight fit.
Yeah.
And the aisles were single file, basically.
Yeah.
And it was, I think the size of the room we're sitting in was the size of the entire convention.
Yeah, it was really tight. Super tight. At least that room was. There was another room that was bigger.
Right. And so it was a miserable experience just as a customer.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people. Well, I think the fire marshal actually came in.
Right.
And stopped people. It was like 1 in, 1 out kind of thing.
Yeah. But, I think, what was that? Where was I going with this?
We were talking about the amount of space, I know. See? Eric and I aren't even high or drunk. We're just full of Bob Evans.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that didn't come out right at all.
Yeah.
We were talking about the amount of space that we had at this show compared to the other show, and
but and I've done this with you before, even when you did a comic show, and I do this occasionally, but I like having a home base.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't like if I'm going to a convention, like whether I have anything to sell or present or whatever, if I'm just there to hang out, I like having a place where I can retreat to for a while and just not get stuck in the throng.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny. I haven't been to a comic convention without presenting one for I don't even know how long.
Right.
And it's almost worth paying for the table
just to have a place.
Just to have a place.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend of mine who I've been buying half tables at C2E2,
Right.
and he works. It's like he doesn't work for C2E2, but he works for a publisher, and he has his meetings, but then he walks around the convention. But he wants to sit on his ass,
Right.
so he'll come and sit with me. But like when I'm crammed I'm doing a half a table, I give me one chair, and he can usually find another chair.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I start bringing more stuff to the show. I got a backdrop now, and I got all my stuff in there. So all of a sudden, it becomes really tight. So he even jokingly said, although I'm going to take him up on it, I think we're going to go halvesies in on a full table for C2E2 so he could sit on his ass,
Right.
and I could have a full-ass table, because really, half tables are kind of rough if you don't know the person next to you. I've never really had a bad experience with that,
Right.
but, it gets crowded back there. Yeah, you need a place to stay.
Yeah. It was like the last, I think the last time that I went to space, which was not this past year, but the year prior. I usually go with Jason.
Okay.
And he gets a table, and I was like, well, there's going to be, me going, him going, Pat Kane's going to be there with us.
Okay.
I was like, why don't, me and Pat split a second table? So
Okay.
Jason got a table, and then Pat and I got an adjoining table. And, Pat was only going to be there on Saturday anyway. But,
It's a very busy man.
right, but, instead of, and we knew the situation that, like, Jason's girlfriend was going to come up, and a couple of our different friends were going to come up, and Pat was going to have his group of people there. And so it became, if there was only going to be 3 chairs at our table, but like 7 or 8 people trying to be back there at different times, it's like, someone's always got to get forced out.
Yes, right. Somebody's got to do a walk.
Right. And so it's like, why don't we have these 2 tables and have 6 chairs, and whether anyone uses them or not, at least Jason, because he has a ton of stuff, he can spread out a little bit better.
He's very frail, too.
Oh, yeah, he's a delicate flower. But we could spread out, and like he even got like a magazine rack that we put on the table.
Nice.
And there was just like this whole extra space where like me and Joe and Pat and Kathleen and all of Pat's
Minions.
weird ass art comic group,
Nice.
could hang out.
So yeah, and you know what? It looks professional.
Yeah.
So when you have, especially when you have a long table, it looks professional for when you're trading your indie comic with everybody else that comes there.
Right.
Thank you, I heard Dents. Thank you. Thank you. That's my 2 cents for it.
But yeah, I mean, if I ever wind up going to space, whether I'm selling anything or not, if I'm just there to hang out, I'm going to buy a table. Just
to have a home base, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Space is cheap, so
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Space that space.
And it's nice at space, except I don't know if this is the case with everything, but I remember if you're lucky enough to get like an outside.
Oh yeah, against the wall.
Against the wall, that's nice because then you can kind of throw a lot of your shit back there and not have to worry about stuff.
Yeah.
When you're up against the wall, it's very comfortable because there's not some guy behind you. There are aisles though, aren't there?
There are aisles. Because I did go visit Jason at this last space, and usually, like, we wind up sitting next to Brian John Mitchell.
Yeah, no, well, you guys can request that because then if you even get Brian John Mitchell in, you've got like a whole aisle.
Right. But for some reason, it didn't work out this time. But Jason wound up sitting next to Tom Scioli, the guy who does American Barbarian and Godland.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think I know that guy.
Yeah, and they were up against the wall, but Brian was in an aisle.
Oh.
And I hung out with, I split my time between the 2 while I was there, and it was just, I don't like being in an aisle.
No, you don't want to be in an aisle. It sucks.
Yeah. Like, that's the one thing, like, our booth here. I kind of don't mind the fact that the guy behind us has the super obnoxious scaffolding.
Because we're like, it's like a wall.
It is like a wall, yeah.
You're right.
I mean, it's a wall that I could just accidentally push over on.
Sure,
but
absolutely.
A wall nonetheless.
It's nice. We have a group coming through here now with their 12-pack of Bud Light. Sweet. Into their room. It's nice. This is supposed to be the HorrorHounds, if we may digress from our one topic. this is supposed to be the big party horror hound, Indianapolis. This is a big one.
Right.
Not necessarily for the size, but everybody seems to come here. It's always a big party, a big event. Which, of course, Eric and I will be attending all the big parties this evening.
Sure.
We will be visiting many strangers' rooms, drinking many different inexpensive domestic beers.
Right, yeah. This is what we do.
And perhaps sitting in their rooms while they watch horror gore porn.
Right.
You know, and we'll just make our way around. Hey, that's what it's all about when you're two young dudes out on the town Saturday night out in Indianapolis.
Right,
That's how
yeah.
we roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither of us are having any problems with, frequent bathroom trips or, just being tired and uncomfortable. Hot. No, that's happened to us because we fucking party.
That's right. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, I'm kind of sleepy too. I'm ready to pack it in. So anyway, back to home base and sitting on an aisle, which is nice. That is.
Yeah.
It's nice. But I would say this has been a fun show so far.
It has been. Whether this wound up being successful or not, like a Cincinnati experience. I do just enjoy hanging out and seeing the freaks and
It's true. It's nice.
just hanging out with the Kurt Dins.
It's nice to be here. It's nice to have somebody to hang out with. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, I would be doing even less than what we're doing right now.
Right.
Like, I would be probably in the hotel room right now with, like, a glass of gin or vodka that I took from the downstairs bar. But there's no downstairs bar in my hotel, so I have to go to the place across the parking lot. So, but yes, no, it's nice to have somebody to come to the show. And, yes, successful or not, we are a part of sort of the spirit of this thing, and I think you and I are in on the spirit now. It's not...
Yeah.
It's not that mentally draining. Until we get into our beds tonight, try to go to sleep, and then we will have crippling depression.
Oh, yeah. I am not looking forward to my sleep situation tonight.
Yeah, you've got a great one. Why don't you explain to everybody, explain to the listener, what happened to you this morning?
So, I'm staying at my brother's house because it's cheap and he lives here. Both of my brothers do, actually, and I had my pick, and I chose the one that I thought would be more accommodating due to the fact that, his children are all grown up, and he and his wife do not get along, and so I figured that there would be just more ability for me to come in and out as I please, which would be necessary for a show like this.
Yes, absolutely. Especially with the party that we're doing.
Right, yeah. So, my oldest brother let me stay at his house. He's got a loft with a futon in it, and that is where I am sleeping. The futon is a hard metal cage with a very thin mattress on it.
I have slept on those before.
So I got home to his house last night around 11-ish after the show last night. There was just a weird tension happening when I got there. I was shown to my room, and I was like, I'm going to crash because I'm exhausted. And so I laid down, and it was around 12:45 or so before I think I really even got close to falling asleep.
Really?
There. And then I kept waking up, but around 2:30 for sure, one of my niece or my nephew showed up, and they were just kind of, doing their thing. And then decided apparently to take a shower at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the bathroom, in the kitchen sink.
Well, they did something in the kitchen too. I couldn't tell what, but yes, there was some noise going on there. So yeah, they showered at 3 in the morning for what seemed like about an hour. They were masturbating. Don't say that about my niece or nephew.
Okay.
So, and And then there was some more moving around and then whatever, and then just fitful bouts of sleep here and there. And then around 5:30, I kept hearing some noise, and then like a light came on from the downstairs. And then there was some shuffling and some doors closing and creaking and whatever. And then finally it all stopped at around 6:15, which was about 20 minutes from when I had my alarm set to go off. So at that point I just decided that I was going to just not try to even bother sleeping that last 20 minutes on that horribly uncomfortable bed.
So, long story short, let's just say that Eric got about as much sleep at his brother's house as he probably would at his own house. Because you have a tendency, in fact, to sleep like odd hours at your home too.
Yeah, especially
Work days.
like I get about 4 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, see.
On average, sadly. I need more, and I want more. It just doesn't seem to ever work out for me that way. But yeah, I'm a little sleep deprived, but I'm feeling okay right now.
Have you thought about this Tylenol PM?
No.
Let me tell you a story. I'll tell you a good story about what happened this week.
All right.
About me and non-prescription drugs. This week I had my physical because I'm 43 and they like to make sure that I'm going to last to 45.
Right.
And so you have to fast a day before for all the appropriate blood tests.
Right.
And rectal reaming. There's no rectal reaming yet. So I fasted and got up and went to my doctor's appointment at about 9:45. And by then I was getting a little hungry, and I was starting to cultivate a little bit of a headache.
Yeah.
Probably because I didn't sleep super well, also probably because I had not eaten.
Right, yeah.
So directly after my doctor's appointment, I wasn't really close to home and I was really hungry, but there's a Jewel, which is a grocery store in the Chicagoland area, right next door. So I went to the Jewel and I bought some snack cakes and I bought an apple and I bought some food, and I also said, hey, I got to buy a bottle of aspirin. I'll just leave it in my car, but I'll take some right away.
Right.
And I popped the aspirin and jammed all this food in my mouth and went home, and around noon I became immensely drowsy. Well, it turns out, because I'm so good with prescription or over-the-counter pills of any kind, I bought basically Advil PM, which means go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't just take 2, I took 3. You're not supposed to take more than 2 in 24 hours. I took 3 because I usually take 3 ibuprofen because I get big headaches.
And you're a big guy.
Yeah, right.
Need a little extra.
I need a little extra. So, so by 1 o'clock I had to go to sleep because I had doped myself up with pills. So you should maybe try one of those because it really will knock you out.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it really makes. I mean, it's like I had 3 glasses of wine. Wine makes me very, very sleepy. So that was my my thing with pills. I don't do pills well.
I have a slight immunity to things at times, so.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah, pills just get me sick.
Yeah.
Make me queasy. I should have never stopped smoking dope. That never made me queasy. But, so there you go. That was my cure for you, but I don't know if that's good.
Yeah, I'll try to just sleep naturally.
Yeah. Maybe you will after the movie.
Maybe I will, yeah.
After the big day we had at the convention.
Yeah. Maybe we should go get a drink also.
Maybe. Let's see.
It's 10?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. How long have we been talking?
About 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Do we take a break and then come back, or should we just wrap it up for
I
right
think
now?
we should wrap it up. I think we're good.
Okay, that sounds like
It's been a fine show. You'll hear clips of us being idiots.
Yes, I hope so.
From today and tomorrow, the future.
Yes, and I will see if I can get interviews tomorrow.
Right. If not, no big deal.
Because I have to tell you, it's a little slim pickings.
Yeah, it's a little slim pickings, and it's also a lot harder
Yes, it has been a lot harder because they've really been very regimented about
Right.
access and stuff like that to get in there, and they have tickets now and stuff. So it's a lot harder to get even like you can't just walk up and get a signature and stuff anymore.
Right.
You know?
Although I did see Danielle Harris earlier while you were on the phone, but she was just hanging out talking to somebody. So
Yeah,
you don't want to bother someone when they're not on the clock.
I did see Barry Bostwick a couple times.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody's kind of hiding behind that thing. And there's not, I need a good low-key, crappy celebrity to give you people. I need good crap to show you people. So we'll see how it goes.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for doing this bonusode with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We'll
reconvene again
in another year.
Another year. For 6 months, 6 to 8 months.
Right. Cool.
Maybe I'll make it up to space. Well, maybe I will.
Even if you do, I might not still. So,
okay, fine. Screw it. Now I got no incentive at all.
Yeah. But yeah, this will be. If you go, I'll try to make an effort.
You'll send a text.
Yeah. This will probably be in addition to a regular episode. I think Jason and I are still going to do a regular show on Monday.
I'm sad that Jason couldn't make it. I understand why Jason couldn't make it.
Well, it's because he doesn't have a job and he lives with his mom.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, then let's wrap it up then.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, this is Eric for Gutter Trash. It is 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, September 7th here at HorrorHound, Indianapolis. I have set up my half of the table. My partner in crime, Kurt Dims, is not here yet. Hoping for a good day. And we'll come back to you and have some inane bullshit from me and Kurt. And maybe I can convince Kurt to try to go stalk a couple celebrities or whatever. So yeah, it's not been a great morning so far. I got lost like 3 times on my way here. I was trying to find a grocery store on the way as well for provisions, and I had a hard time doing that. Had to stop at a gas station to get some coffee, and that was like my typical trips to a gas station early in the morning. So now I'm sitting here. I've had a hearty breakfast. I am trying to wake up after a terrible night's sleep on my brother's metal futon as my niece or nephew were walking around, stomping around, showering at like 3 in the morning. So this is us, and hoping for a good weekend.
This is Kurt Dins for the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network. Later on today, we investigate sweatpants, hot new fashion trend, or just bad choices. Bad choices. Thank you.
It is now 10:30 a.m. Kurt is here with me, finally. The show is still not officially open, but it is already pretty crowded with the VIP guests wandering around, not buying a damn thing yet. Kurt has something to say.
I have a lot of questions about the whole concept of the VIP. If all you need to do to be a VIP is pay an extra $10 to $15, why isn't everybody just a VIP? Which might be actually what's going on here. And then that makes me think, in life, is that what makes you VIP? More money, the ability just to fork out some extra cash? Too heavy a concept in the morning.
Yes, that's exactly what makes you a VIP. Having more cash.
This is Kurt Dins for the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network, informing you that Benjamin Lewis needs to move his old beater Nova, or it's going to get towed.
Ben Lewis, Peter Nova, out of here. That is all.
It's 11:12 a.m. at day 2, Saturday, HorrorHound, Indianapolis. And I just left the table to go to the restroom. And I am going to try not to leave this table anymore the rest of today.
Restroom, was the restroom packed?
The restroom was not.
Oh.
The trip from the table to the restroom, however, was treacherous.
See anybody in black t-shirts?
A couple.
This is Kurt Dins from the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network. Eric and I'm at HorrorHound Indianapolis. And Eric and I have been discussing doing photo ops for people. We might test it out tomorrow, saying if people want to give us, say, $50, we'll pose with them doing something wacky. I've crunched the numbers, and I think it's probably a pretty good idea, but Eric is a little skeptical. He thinks maybe we should go more towards 30 to 40 cents a photo. So, it's a work in development. And there'll be more on this as things develop. Thank you, goodbye.
12:20, Saturday. Just stayed in Uncrustable.
It's now 12:17, lunchtime at the Pungent Basement Art booth. And Eric is trying his soft bread pre-made peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So far, he seems okay.
That's pretty good.
More later.
Yeah. It's 1:40, Saturday, day 2, HorrorHound, Indiana. Kurt Dins apparently is cheating on Gutter Trash with other podcasts. Do you get a response?
I will say I'm not cheating, but I'm flirting, because I've never been on another podcast. But I do talk to people with podcasts, and apparently people with bad skin, too. Oh, awful.
You're a terrible person.
I'm eating fruitless shit.
Doubly terrible.
This is Kurt Dins from the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network. I'm at HorrorHound Indianapolis. And a little while ago, I did some investigating over at the Mask Fest, which is where they have a series of crazy rubber, scary latex masks for you to wear. And perhaps probably the most disturbing one I've seen was a Donald Pleasance mask. So if you want to be a middle-aged bald man from 1970, this is your place. Thank you. More later.
2 p.m., day 2, Saturday, HorrorHound, Indianapolis. This is Eric, and I have something to say. I killed your baby today. Kurt is actually drawing something for once. It is 7 o'clock Saturday, day 2, HorrorHound, Indianapolis. Closing time, and security is walking around, checking under the table.
They caught me not wearing pants last time. That was, woo! Although it's a lot cooler, you know.
Right.
Pants.
At least 30 degrees.
Don't try. This is Kurt Dins for the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network. The word today for the weekend is Uncrustables. Repeat, Uncrustables. Go get them. When you're looking for a sandwich, it's not really shaped like a sandwich, but has everything that you like in a sandwich, specifically a peanut butter sandwich, you go with Uncrustables. Eric concurs, but he's got his mouth full of an Uncrustable. Thank you. This is Kurt Dins for the Gutter Trash Podcasting Network. Sunday at HorrorHound Indianapolis. And Eric and I are currently discussing the life and times of Warwick Davis.
And various other dwarf actors.
And I still maintain that despite his popularity, I think that Peter Dinklage would make a fantastic Puck.
even though Eric maintains that that's the only popular dwarf actor I can think of, which may be true, except for, of course, Warwick Davis. More on dwarf talk later. Thank you.
Eat pie later.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.